Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Wrestling for Life Network. Welcome to your Survivor Series predictions and preview show. It's going to be a fun one. Me and that pretty face going to break down the card. We're going to talk a little wrestling, what could happen, what might happen, and what will happen. We're going to talk all about it. Get in that chat, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, and make sure you strap in, strap on, grab your snacks, grab your feel good. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live and back at it again, folks. Like I said, we are the Wrestling for Life Network. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone out there celebrating Thanksgiving. And part of the Thanksgiving weekend festivities, we have WWE Survivor Series, WWE War Games. Going to be a fun one, star-studded event. Not much as far as quantity of matches to talk about, but definitely lots of intrigue within the matches. And as I said, me and that pretty face over there are going to entertain you for the next little bit. I see that chat filling up. Make sure you get in there. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind. We will put some polls up. But if you don't know who we are, I'll take a second to remind everybody. I am Mr. Evernight, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. That is Big Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the Wrestling for Life Network proudly brings to you its tag stream champions of the world, the Every Night Delight, KJ White. I am Big Nick, and happy Thanksgiving. And hasn't Survivor Series always kind of felt like a Thanksgiving-y kind of tradition? It's not always on Thanksgiving, but it's always around Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think the show with the gobbledygooker will qualify forever as the Thanksgiving show. So, right. So, yeah, definitely a Thanksgiving tradition. A lot of years it was on Thanksgiving, like on a Sunday or whenever. But this is a fun night. I hope everyone's got a lot of food, a lot of football, and they're ready for some wrestling here tonight as we break it down and get ready for the weekend, Nick. But this one, not a lack of intrigue as far as what is going on heading into Survivor Series. Good amount of buzz, 41,000 tickets sold. Should be entertaining.
Yeah, I know you talked about it before or briefly mentioned it during the intro, and it's like the antithesis of Thanksgiving. This one's about quality versus quantity of only 4 matches, but a lot of these are stacked. Like I haven't seen that many top tier main event talent in one War Games match, one Survivor Series match.
No, I mean, it's like, it's stars from the past and a guy like Brock. But then you got big guys that are currently valuable and relevant, and Cody and Roman and Punk. And, and then we even go through, Braun Breaker up and coming. Bronson's had a phenomenal year. There's so many moving parts. Logan Paul, which some of us think he's going to be a champion at some point. So, I mean, ultimately, yeah, I mean, star-studded. The ladies' side doesn't lack star power either. So that should be a lot of fun, including AJ Lee. So yeah, I mean, we got a couple matches outside of the War Games. Hopefully they keep our attention. Cena's last pay-per-view match should be interesting.
Second to last appearance. And yeah, is that going to be a bit tearful of knowing it's John's last pay-per-view? Like, we're down to the nitty-gritty now.
Yeah, I think every kind of moment or match he has now. We saw him in Boston, then we saw him at Madison Square Garden. And there's a level of emotion to it. The fans have been very receptive, very loud for John. The vibe has been outstanding the last little bit of this run. People can talk and debate, and we will for years, on whether or not this one last time run has really delivered. But the last little bit here has been perfectly good, and a lot of energy, a lot of fun going into this one.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'd agree. The John Cena retirement tour will forever be a what if when it comes to pro wrestling.
Yeah, a what if the Rock.
What if they did? What if Travis showed up? What if Dwayne showed up? What if they didn't do it? What if they did do it? What if he stayed a babyface the whole time?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of what ifs, but at the end of the day, it's the last time is now. So we have this, and then we have Saturday Night Main Event, and we are out. We're done. We say goodbye to John Cena. Speaking of things we say goodbye to in John Cena, Nikki Bella will take on Stephanie. We'll talk about that in a few moments. And then, of course, like you said, the two big War Games matches, and we will get into all that fun stuff. I see the chat blowing up already. I want to take a second to remind everybody, get your predictions in. The link is there on the screen. The link is in the chat. The link is on Discord. The link is on Instagram. The link's on Twitter. Wherever you need the link, you can find the link, but it's out there. Get your predictions in. We got, I think, 13. We got a baker's dozen right now. Get your predictions in. Become the prediction champion. You'll have until 7 p.m. on Saturday, the start of the show, to get those done, and you can claim your crown.
Right. Sounds like we're hashtag not sponsored by DraftKings.
Right. Let's go. Happy Thanksgiving. See a bunch of names. Damian Mega. Top 3 from last night, I guess we'll touch on real quick. Prediction title will be on the line. Spaz, Mega, Danisha getting in there. Let's go. But Byron, Zach, Kevin, all appreciate it. OG Dale, White Sails, Alexis is in over on Twitch. Don't forget, we do have a Twitch, and it's growing. It's actually growing pretty quick. Let's go. MDB, welcome back, Sir Bash. SK Halo, member for 28 months. Happy Thanksgiving.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's CKY Halo out there. It always makes me think of Bam Margera.
Let's go. Daniel Berry, sports highlights. All right, folks, in the chat, let us know what you're looking forward to. What are you excited about? What would you like to see happen this weekend? But I will say the first match on the docket, which I'm going to just pull up another one real quick. But we're looking forward to how this plays out. We kind of joke about Nikki Bella popping back up and being involved, but she will take on Stephanie Vacour for the women's title. Level of excitement on this one?
Can I say I cheered when she said it was going to be her last time is now too, of that she's packing it into?
Right, no shit, right? Like, we didn't expect you to have this run.
No, and it hasn't been good. She hasn't had a win at all with any of this. It's not even at this point like I'm mad at Nikki or anything, or just it's trying to be offensive or disrespectful to her. It's just like, go away. I have no interest in you. No one cares. What is this? What are we doing here with this?
Yeah, I just, I can't help but feel like maybe, just maybe, there was, there's someone else that could challenge Stephanie to make it kind of cool and exciting. Nikki Bella doesn't really move the needle for me. Now, some fans out there, this is excellent. They're happy. Oh my God, Nikki's doing Nikki things. I don't really feel that way. I don't. I'm sorry. Steph's a champ. Steph's a good champ. I think she will continue to carry this division, but you got to line up some current talent. I appreciate Triple H's love for people he used to work with, but it's time to move on.
Yeah, it's a good nostalgia pop 1 or 2 times. But at this point, you don't believe that Nikki's winning this. She hasn't won a match since he's been back.
What if
so
she
why
does?
am I going to believe that she's going to heel turn? Has she won an actual singles match since he's been back?
That's a very good question. Not that I can recall off the top of my head. I think she's over. Is she not?
Yeah, well, I thought I heard you say that she has one. If she has one, it's been in a multi-person match and like a tag team match or something like that. But anyways, you don't believe that she's going to win this match versus Stephanie. Stephanie's pretty much the hottest female that they have right now on the roster. You're not going to put her ice cold with dropping the belt to Nikki Bella of all people.
Yeah, it doesn't sound right. It doesn't feel right. I don't think, if Nikki becomes champ, then is the thought that the money's in the chase, and then that, Stephanie, but I think it just kind of devalues Stephanie a little bit, especially because she is just getting kind of off the ground. She's hot as hell. Don't get me wrong, but she's early in this very hot run. Let's keep it exciting. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it valid. Let's keep it relevant.
Well, and you're going to have her lose to somebody that just came out of taking how many years off?
Yeah, that's the other part of it, right? Like you said, a woman that's on a losing streak.
Yeah, and has openly said that she's going to retire now, which we already thought she had. Now, does she cheat and get some surprise? Do we see a twin magic? Like, is there a way that they can make this palatable, that there could ever be a chance that Nikki Bella wins?
Do you think they pull something like that as a way to have it? Like, they know people are going to be like annoyed, but they don't care. Like that's the heel rub they're looking for. Brie helps Steph. Now Steph literally will have to chase down Nikki to get that belt back.
It's
Whew.
like the only possible way that they could do it.
Oh.
I'm not saying at all I want to see that because trust me, one bell is bad enough. We don't need two.
Right.
But it's the only way that I think they could make it palatable to where Nikki wins. To me, this is a slam dunk. Steph wins this.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Stephanie Vancouver. To me, it makes no sense to take the belt off her. not for Nikki. I don't think Nikki, even if Nikki won the belt and Steph did have to chase her, I don't know if it will have the impact or the excitement level you're hoping for. I just don't think it will. So I think I'm with you, Nick. I think I'm definitely going with Steph for the W. The chat going, I'll tell you when I can find it. Zeros across the board.
Yeah. So there's no one. What's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just saying there's no one that believes that Nikki can win this match. I think we've spent more time talking about this match than this match should take, if I'm being perfectly honest.
Yeah, pretty much. It should be a very quick, decisive victory. I just hope the match is okay because you don't want Stephanie doing too many so-so matches.
Does Nikki get a pop because California? Does she get what response does she get? Is she supposed to be the heel in this? Is it just indifference?
It might be. There has been a lot of indifference, right? I think a lot of people are going to be excited for Steph. I think Steph, even if, we're out in the, the Golden Coast, so what? I think Steph is going to be the overwhelming favorite and the overwhelming.
Absolutely. And I know you were saying the favorite as the buzzer was going, but yeah, again, I think we've already put more time than I wanted to or intended to in that match.
Oh, fair enough. Spaz, $10. Thanks to everyone that joined me and Jake for our preview last night. The love we're getting on our side from this community is great. KJ, Nick, appreciate you guys. Antonio Rings and Geekbox too. Well, we appreciate it, Spaz. We appreciate the support, and we're glad to see that the community is venturing on over.
Absolutely. It's the WFU, the Wrestling Fans United. It's not a movement. You can move or get moved.
Right. That's how we got to do this. But all right. Next on the docket, the one that, a lot of people are going to be talking about, the one that's going to get clipped, the one that's going to kind of have a meaning to it. This is John Cena's last pay-per-view appearance. Yeah, we talked about it. How do you feel as far as the setup and what happens?
I mean, the setup's been all right. I thought it was interesting that we ran it back. We knew we was going to be on Survivor Series, so I guess this is better than when you had Dave and Brian and everybody saying that Cena's going to be in the War Games. I was like, why the fuck would you risk being injured in a goddamn War Games match right before your last match?
Right.
This still works. It's Dom in San Diego, so they're going to be booing or cheering one way or another. This has made Dom Mysterio feel even bigger of a star than he already was. This is, I think, been the best case scenario that you can do to get out of the end of John's tour.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this does have some intrigue for me. There's some moving parts. There's Dom's issues with the Judgment Day. There's, the Americano relationship that keeps, kind of looming its head. There is a tournament going on to face John on December 13th. So that's intriguing unto itself. John going in as IC champion, as a Grand Slam champion. I'm telling you, I'm picking Dominik Mysterio straight up.
Really? You're going John goes out on 2 straight L's.
He might. I think he might actually steal the last one, or maybe they were thinking that. But yeah, I'm gonna go. Dom gets his belt back, and it pisses people off. Like you said, though, he's in San Diego. It'll be a big moment, big rub for the kid. I just don't see any value of John holding on to the IC title. I just give it
the
back.
The values for the tournament for his last match and everything do not diminish. And I know I'm arguing a bit against my own case of John versus anybody in his last match. John's almost the trophy more than anything.
Yeah.
But do you devalue that match? Do you devalue the tournament a little bit?
No.
If it doesn't go in with the IC belt?
No, because the IC belt wasn't there when the tournament started. It wasn't part of the plan when the tournament kicked off. Devaluing. No, I don't think anything's going to, short of no John Cena. John Cena's last match is going to be John Cena's last match. on that level, regardless if there's a belt, no belt. Like I said, the only thing that could really devalue that match is John can't wrestle.
Is it a issue though of John going out on 2 straight L's?
Not really. I don't think John gives a shit. So
Well,
that's
fair enough,
thing,
and
like,
that's
an issue
him
for
not
who?
having the belt is the way that you said, and I've even thought about it at times that
Mhm.
if he does go out with a win in his last match, then you don't
Mhm.
have a title hung up, with him.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. If he drops it here to Dom, now, I mean, again, we're assuming it's Gunther. So could Gunther fight John and Gunther wins the IC title and retires John? For sure. 100% could be the case. I just don't think you needed to run this back to beat Dom twice.
That's a bit of the issue with it too, of you doing Dom versus Cena again right after he just dropped the title. On one hand, it's a big match and a big moment because it's Dominik Mysterio versus John Cena. You're in
Mhm.
John's second to last match,
Yeah.
and you're doing it in your backyard. But if he does lose, like I think he's going to lose, I think John wins this. Then that's 2 straight L's, 2 big moments to where he lost. And I mean, he kicked a little person on Raw, so he went over technically over John on the go home show. So the laws of wrestling.
So he technically, is it because it was Little Cena that he went over?
He went over, he was the last thing. And besides, we're not going to see. I mean, shit, if John loses here, it doesn't matter. Either way, it doesn't matter because we're not going to see John again.
Right. Like
I
when
feel like you don't have anything that interferes that, like, Finn doesn't come out and, well, you might have Finn come out and cost Dom. You won't help Dom. You don't have Grande come out and help Dom. You don't have Liv return to help Dom or anything, because then that feels like you're continuing a story with
yeah,
John when John's going to be on his way out.
for sure. And you got a very good point. Like I could be wrong in the sense of John finds a way to win this. Maybe it is Dom gets distracted by his friends who are quote unquote trying to help. And we've seen Judgment Day have issues for a long time now. We've been kind of having the debate of what breaks up first, the Death Riders or the Judgment Day. But yeah, I just think for the intrigue of it all, you run it back. Beating Dom again doesn't really help Dom's career in any, like, doesn't necessarily hurt Dom. And this idea of like, well, does it cause an issue for John to go out 2 losses in a row? 2. Are we going to change our opinion on, well, maybe he's not one of the GOATs? Are we going to, oh, his
Does it
legacy is
make the tour?
ruined?
No, we
Doesn't
said
matter.
about how the tour is going to be a what if and everything, and it's
Mhm.
always going to be questionable and debatable. Does it make it feel less palatable, less easier to digest and everything? If John
Mhm.
goes out 2 straight hours, it doesn't feels like it loses steam on the way out the door.
I agree with that. Now, that is a very fair argument. Like, to me, that is definitely the concern of, when you look, but you kind of go out flat. Like this big celebration. That's why I'd almost rather see him lose here and win at his final match. Because if
Fair.
you can
I
go
mean,
to,
I'll give you that one.
right, even if it's Gunther and Gunther runs him to the limit, but John steals a win, but then John gets up and gives Gunther a big handshake and rub. Anyone out there that's like, I can't believe they, ruined Gunther on John Cena's retirement. No, that's a great retirement match. And John is big match John one more time. Again, I think the natural inclination is, well, Gunther's going to win, but Gunther's career is not ruined if he doesn't, and that's assuming it's Gunther that gets there.
Well, John seems like a guy that would always go out looking up at the lights
You think
of
so?
that class act, respectful, goes back to the lineage and lore of pro wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
And if he goes out in a retirement match and goes out on a win, does it kind of always like leave the door open a little bit
Yep.
of a what if? If he goes out on his shield, it feels like the end of the chapter. The hero dies at the end of the story
Yeah.
versus the hero wins, because then when's the next story?
Right. You got a very valid point. It could be completely backwards, right? He beats Dom and then loses to someone like Gunther. They become IC champ and retire Cena. They celebrate, they wander off. John dusts himself off, and we all give him, the 10-minute standing ovation that he's going to get. Possible. I hope
Is
they
this
plan accordingly.
well? Is this a good? What do you mean by that?
Just, don't have the match end with like 30 seconds to go off air.
Fair enough. Touche.
You know,
I think you'll give a plenty of time with this.
might
I
give him
just
like a
like
half
that this
hour.
is. Yeah, I think that this will be. I just like that this is so debatable that this could go either way, and I think that helps the situation.
There you go. All right. So you're picking John. I'm picking Dom.
Yeah, John Dom.
John Dom. The chat. Let's see how they did. As I did put up the poll in the wrong stream. 53% are going John. So neck and neck, like you said, it's contested at minimum.
Absolutely. And that I think that's a testament to Dom in this position.
Yeah, I mean, if you had told us, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, Dom's going to be the guy that has one of John Cena's last match, and we'll be talking about how he might actually beat him. You'd be like, you're crazy, but here we are, and it makes sense. It works. Dom doesn't seem like he's like nervous. He doesn't feel, swallowed up by the shadow that is John Cena. He feels right at home, bantering, tell him to shut it. Hey, you go sit in the corner before I smack the shit out of you. What? Who? What? Okay.
Fun stories, kid, but that's why I think that Dom can take an L and still be okay. I know that Twitter will say that he got
Oh,
buried,
he'd be
but you're
fine.
wrestling John Cena.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He's fine now, and he will be fine again. He's got a lot of losses left in his career.
Right. Well, speaking of fine, we've got a whole barrel of fine in this match. We've got the women's war games of I'm gonna try and rattle off all these names: AJ
Yeah.
Lee, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky taking on Lash Legend, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Asuka, and Kairi Sane.
Yeah, that's a whole lot of names, a whole lot of power, a whole lot of moving parts, but it's star-studded. I'm excited. I like a lot of the names in this match. I did see some people like, I can't believe Lash got in there. Folks, you can't push new people if we don't use new people. So what the fuck are we supposed to do? Like, what are we doing? Don't put her in it, and then what? Leave her in NXT, and then you can complain about.
But then you're burying her, then you're not using her. Triple H is putting too many old people out there.
Right, fact.
Too many old champions right now. Sources say.
Sources say. Oh, go ahead.
How do you feel with this one? These two War Games matches, to me, the men's a bit more than the women's, but they feel like such a coin flip. And I think that's what makes them so great is that you could see 10 different possibilities happen. They all make sense. They all work.
Yeah, I think like you look at Stephanie, Nikki, which we already talked about. It feels like a slam dunk for Stephanie. If something crazy happens, kudos to them because not many of us are waiting for a Nikki W. The last match, highly contested. We can go back and forth. The chat split on it. The women's war games and the men's war games have that. So 75% of this feels super unpredictable. And the one thing that we don't think is predictable might end up being the most unpredictable at the end of the day. Put all those thoughts together. But it should be good. Two evenly matched teams. Obviously, the heel team, the Becky team, has some big bodies in Lash Legend, Nia Jax. You counter that with Rhea. Charlotte's got good size. Asuka and Kairi have been nothing but a problem for everybody. The added factor of Becky and AJ Lee's little rivalry thrown into this. I mean, they did an okay job building for this, and they should deliver pretty well.
Oh, I think it'll be a good match. I'm not going to compare it to Blood and Guts because those are different strokes for different folks.
Right.
I think we're guaranteed a miss spot in this match. We're guaranteed Io doing a moonsault off the top of the cage because that happens. Is Io still, has she competed, I believe, still in every women's War Games match?
Yes.
I don't mean to put anybody on the spot. I could be wrong, but I'll move along.
It's all but one. There might, I think it's all. You might be right. Enough.
Well, and they had the whole segment backstage last week to where they had Charlotte and Rhea sit down and hash out their issues. So that to me still could be a point of contention. I think, if I'm being honest, I think that's where this match breaks down, and that's where you're out in this match is you get your wires crossed between Charlotte and Rhea, and Team Heel gets the win here. Partially because of the way I'm going with the men's, but yeah.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
You got to split them 50-50. If we're going to do two of them, you got to split.
Okay. I could see it working out either way, as we touched on. I do kind of like Team Babyface to get the W here, but then you got a point.
AJ Lee coming back though is the monkey wrench in this whole situation because her and Becky being a thing
Yeah.
is going to continue past this.
Yeah.
Now, is it because Becky gets the win on AJ? Is it AJ gets the win on Becky here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, part of me wonders, is it just a case that they cancel each other out? Did they get, mucked
That's the
up
way it
and
feels. Like they're just
right?
going to float off over here either way.
Yeah, so then you're left with the other group. Will there be any issues with Charlotte and Rhea? I mean, I guess Alexa was a little strained by it, so does that play into it? The heels kind of feel more cohesive overall, unless somehow there's a breakdown between Nia and Lash, or Nia and Lash and the Kabuki Warriors. You kind of got me. Other than AJ Lee, it feels like the heel team might be my choice to lead this one.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, that's the way I'm going because you have two tag teams and then Becky. You have, kind of
Yeah.
two tag teams in AJ, but kind of also not. And the only real tension on either team that's been built up is Rhea and Charlotte. There hasn't been any tension. Now that could lead to miscommunication in a match of, Asuka accidentally miss Lash or something, and that ends up with a pinfall. Okay. That could be a thing. But I think for the sake of continuing stories and setting up Rhea and Charlotte down the road, that's where the wires get crossed.
Interesting. Yeah, but I just don't know. I don't know if I trust the heels. I know what I like. I know I just said I'm leaning that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just to be contrary, I'm gonna lock in on AJ Lee, Rhea Ripley. I think they have a big moment. I think they get the win. I think EO will see come off the top of the cage. Yeah, I'll go baby faces just to be contrary.
Fair enough. At least you're not the canary in the coal mine, but you can be contrary all you want.
Right.
And it could go either way. That's the thing with these matches is there's so much star power that it could go either way. There's nothing like Rhea gets the pin, AJ Lee gets the pin, Charlotte. I have a brief question. Who do you think takes the pin in this match?
That's a good question. I was going to ask a couple questions about this before we moved on real quick, but it's so hard to say, Nick. Anyone could take it. Lash could take it. Kyrie could take it. If there's an issue between, Rhea and Charlotte, maybe one of them, like, Charlotte hits a natural selection, the crowd boos, and Rhea eats the pin if it builds the story. There's no real outlier of like, that's the lady that's going to eat it.
If I'm on pause on that, I feel like there needs to be a pause on that. If I'm going with the heel team, I love her. Lash, maybe Nia might be the ones that take the pin. Maybe a Kyrie. I think Becky's safe. Asuka might be safe.
AJ or Becky take the pin on each other?
That would be a huge moment if they do that. If they do that, it has to be the other one pins the other. That's the only way that happens. On the babyface team, I think like how I said with Charlotte and Rhea, get their wires crossed, then Alexa or Io is the one that eats the pin because of that issue.
Okay. Yeah,
Rhea screws up something with Charlotte, and so Alexa ends up eating the pin, and then that's what fuels that a bit more.
Yeah. I mean, again, I like the fact that multiple things could happen here, especially with the history, with the belts involved. For all we know, Io's going to pin Kyrie, or I mean, I could see a place where 2 or 3 people try and pin Nia. I think this will be interesting. Again, maybe a different animal than what we got at Blood and Guts, because different strokes, like you said. But I think they have a chance to really put on a fun show and have a good time with it.
Oh, absolutely. I think you're not going to be thinking when you're watching that match, and this is me going on a soapbox for a minute, you're not going to be thinking when you're watching that match of, oh my God, I wish there was barbed wire brooms in here. I wish there was barbed wire baseball bats. Why is no one bleeding within 2 minutes of this match? You're not going to be thinking about that. You're going to be enjoying watching these women go nuts in the cage and just pull off some great wrestling.
Real quick with the women's, do you have any kind of inkling on who opens, who's the first one in the match for either side?
Would you do AJ and Becky?
First would be bold, I think, because we're waiting for that. I think we start off with
Io Kyrie. They probably have the best, why am I putting on the term? They got the win. They've got the best cardio.
Yeah, I could see Kyrie and Io. I kind of would like if it was like Lash, but Lash is going to come in as an enforcer, after the fact kind of thing. Like she's going to come in and clear house.
Yeah, same with
So
Nia.
yeah,
Um,
ask one of the Kabuki Warriors and EO make the most sense.
does Kyrie have a moment in this match that she questions obeying Asuka all this time of being? I know she's kind of switched now. She's like fine with it, but there was that period before to where she hated Kyrie all the
Mhm.
time.
Yeah, I mean, I think it might be a little premature because they've kind of been just rolling with it. But ultimately, I mean, there are some issues amongst the heels that could go awry. Becky doesn't give a shit about the team; she's just there for her own personal kind of vendetta. Nia, Lash are new, and hopefully, for their sake, they're getting along. But who knows? And then, of course, there's Kyrie, very subservient and submissive to Asuka, so we'll see where that goes.
Right.
But my guy, there's only one more match on the docket. WWE makes these shows so easy. But we got the men's war games.
Generals gathered in their masses. Although this feels like Avengers versus Thanos and
Yeah,
his merry crew.
it just got them
This to
all
me
together.
is an absolute coin flip. Of I may feel a certain way. I have no problem being completely wrong. Of both, I will say this though: does this feel to you like this is going to be a blow off end of stories, or is this just a continuation?
No, I think this is the beginning of WrestleMania season in a way.
Mm,
I think there's stuff that's going to happen here on this show, and you guys can timestamp this or save it or clip it. I think there's going to be things on this show that completely translate, not everything, but will translate all the way into Mania. Like Brock and what he does at Mania could kind of be, planted here. Roman, again, you're going to want him around Mania. What role does Paul play in all this for a long term? Yeah, I mean, I think Drew Cody might still have some unfinished business. So, man, I think there's a lot to come out of this. Where do the Usos stand?
I'm waiting to talk about a situation with the Usos when I see we've got it on the docket there of surprises. That might
Surprise!
be a whole thing, but
Surprises.
screw it. We're already talking about it.
Let's
Do
go.
you think that Jey Uso is going to turn heel, or that anybody's going to turn heel in this match? Because I don't. I think that is just a Twitter theory that fans have made up and want to ride with for whatever reason. Because Twitter hates Jey Uso. Meanwhile, crowds are still asking for him to run his entrance back. He's still selling
Throwing
merch everywhere.
babies.
Kids are still loving him.
He's
He's
throwing babies.
he's shaking babies and kissing hands. But I don't think that anyone's going to turn either way in this match. You might get, I wouldn't be surprised if maybe you had someone up here and return or turn that's not in this match, but I
Okay.
don't think anyone that's in this cage is going to switch sides.
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, unless it's one of those things where, like, Uso's number 3 out of the cage, Jay, that is, and like
Yeah,
Jimmy maybe starts the match. That sounds viable to me. Like Jimmy versus Bronson to kick us off, perhaps. But Jay goes to step out of the cage and maybe just fires a couple super kicks back into the cage, right? Like that kind of moment.
goes
I don't.
Dakota Kai.
Yeah, right. I mean, it would be shocking. And if Triple H and the crew are ballsy enough to do it, kudos. But I still struggle with watching how over Jay is for him to flip just because the IWC have decided that he's the next, piece of meat on the board that they want to pound into until, it moves on and they can then go, see, we were right. Finally, he's gone.
Right. Uh, Ryan, real quick. Ron should turn on Brock. Yeah, because he can child him. He stunned him, putting his hat on him. Um, yeah, no, I think this match is just star power to the fucking gills here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm wondering if someone doesn't take a spear or something through a cage wall or some
Mhm,
ridiculous spot here.
mhm.
Because just the beef alone on this fucking
Yeah.
match here with Roman, Brock Lesnar, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Drew McIntyre. This is just, I don't know how you call this.
No, I mean, if done right, it should be fun. It should be chaotic. I think Michael Cole's going to have his work cut out for him to keep up with things.
Mhm.
Now there are situations with the men that it's like, Brock and Logan could have issues and egos, and Brock doesn't really play well with others. Now you're asking him to be in a 10-man cage match. Like, I don't know if that's the guy I want to be locked in a cage with ever. Even if there is a second ring I can run to that's not far enough away.
Right.
The good guys on the other side, I mean, there are internal issues. There are, Punk and Roman. What if they bump into each other the wrong way or share an off glance? Like, there is a bunch of volatility to all of this, which makes it fun, which makes it exciting, which makes it very intriguing.
I feel like there was more. It was more volatile last year with Punk and Roman when
Yeah,
you
for
had
sure.
the famous meme of them both on the other sides of the little
Miserable.
shark cage and everything. The
Yeah, and I'm
baby
sure they're gonna.
theme here. Sorry.
I'm sure they're gonna run back some shit like that as well.
Oh, absolutely. Up to where Roman does the whole like, no, he goes type of
Yeah.
shit. But I feel like this babyface team's a bit more unified than the heel team is with this situation. And we saw it after Raw went off the air, so I can't count it as they went over because it wasn't on air. But to where they're having a prime party pause on Logan Paul and everything. But meanwhile, Brock holds everybody else and lets Logan go. And that's where, like you said, Logan could have an issue with that, or Brock doesn't treat Logan serious and just whatever, kid.
Right. Could you imagine they're like, okay, you're going to spend 20 minutes hanging out with Brock Lesnar in this small cage, this shark cage.
I'd be shit myself.
Like Logan Paul, of all people, like, how do I know? Hi, mister.
I better not fart. I better not sneeze. I better not barely cough.
Right.
Hello,
That's
Mr.
a
Lesnar. Thank you,
nerve-wracking
Mr.
situation.
Lesnar.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. There are some questions I want to ask about it, but I think that Team Heyman wins. Team heel takes the W here.
Fair enough. And again, like I said before, a soul for a soul, everything's 50-50.
Maybe.
It's babyface here of you. So I think you could get away with Brock will go away probably after this. I don't know how much he'll still be there week to week. Team babyface, Roman, Cody, Punk, your 2 world champions, and a guy who might challenge either world champion at WrestleMania. It feels like all kind of, I don't want to say need the win, but I feel like they're probably just going to put them over. I do worry if Brock or with Braun, with Bronson, with Drew losing again, does that damper the heels?
That's my concern. Is one, I get it. Roman's God status, and you gotta be ready if you're gonna try and hot box with God. But at the end of the day, I don't want to see the division. I don't want them to feel like the Callis family. Like, oh yeah, you got all these guys together, but you can't string together a couple dubs. So I kind of need them to be victorious for me to continue to buy into them. Now, again, like they said, there's angles that could come out of this. Like, I don't know, Brock and Braun aren't getting along, and they start building a rivalry that builds to Mania, and that's the match. It's Brock versus Braun. We don't know, though. The babyface, like you said, with so much credentials, the tribal chief, 2 of your world champions. If they lose, I mean, either you can take it as a major statement for Heyman and crew, or you feel like you just kicked all your, top guys in the nuts.
Yeah, and I think it would be if the heel team wins, they're hoping that it's going to be more of the major statement that a lot of people would probably feel it is. I just don't know if they're willing to take that gamble. But that's the thing is I could be completely wrong with this and be completely like happy, satisfied. This to me is one of the better main events that I almost said WWE has done. I have Collision on in the background. That's where my brain was.
Don't tell me that.
But to where WWE's built this main event to where no matter who wins, I feel like I'm going to be happy. I feel like I'm going to be satisfied. It's going to make sense. It's going to lead to the next 6 months of storytelling coming out of this match.
I think so. This is all your key components. These are all guys that we somehow expect to be involved in WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, and we're almost turning the calendar on that time where we're then gearing up for all the above. And I believe that a lot of what happens here at War Games and comes out of War Games will have an impact on how like you said, the next 5-6 months look for wrestling in the WWE. So I hope they got a plan. I hope they deliver it. I hope it nails. I hope it does everything we expect it to. And I'm looking forward to this one. I think officially I'm going Team Heyman, and you're going Team Avengers.
Yeah, Avengers Assemble. Well, if you body both your world champs in one match,
I know.
is that kind of an indictment a little bit?
It might be. And again, you're not wrong. Like when you listen to like who's on the good side, and I mean, I keep preaching, if you want good wrestling, good wrestlers are going to lose good wrestling matches. It's just the way it is. However, you got a point. Like this is all your good eggs in one basket, and they're getting stomped. That to me is a risk, but it is kind of exciting to be like, all right, now what?
Who eats the pin?
Oh, Jimmy.
Yeah, if that's the baby faces. Sorry, Big Jim. I'm looking at you. You got maternity time.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jim. I love you, buddy, but you are low man on the totem pole.
Yeah, it's not going to be. Jay would be the next one up. Then Roman, Punk, and Cody aren't taking a pin. Could Brock take a pin?
Nobody's pinning. When was like nobody's
Roman?
pinning Brock? No, would it
if
be
Roman
Cody?
pinned Brock, or if
Cody
Punk pinned Brock, or if Cody pinned Brock, because Cody pinned Brock before.
Yeah, twice.
That's the last time we saw Brock before all of this shit kicked off, is he was shaking Cody's hand.
That's right. Ass out. War games. But yeah, I mean, again, it is a hard show to think that all that pedigree. On the other side, Bronson can eat the pin. Braun Breaker might get a little more protected than Bronson. Logan's an easy out because who gives a fuck? And even if you pin Logan, you can, like anyone out there that ever goes, oh, they just buried Logan. A, really? B, no, because he'll come back and be a prick and people still hate him tomorrow. Like it's kind of the Dom thing, right? Like Dom might lose, but he'll just come out and regain that heat pretty quick.
They buried him for 5 minutes on Twitter.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Twitter. I like it. But surprises. Now, there's a lot of buzz, a lot of talk. Some of it's just nonsensical and, wishful thinking. Like you said, do we get a turn in the main event? Nick, do we get blood at any point during Survivor Series?
Yeah.
You're going at least somebody bleeds.
In the men's, probably. More than the women's, I will say. If it's in the women's, it's probably more accidental.
Probably.
Being honest. I think the men's with Brock, with the fucking star power and everybody that's in there, I wouldn't be surprised if Jimmy gets busted, if Punk gets busted, would a Logan get color? That'd be interesting if Logan got color.
Logan, I know Cody's like falling. Like I can almost. Can I do it, Trips? Can I do it, please?
He's got the fake, Spirit Halloween scars plastered on there and everything. Right. So we'll see.
Punk's another guy that bleeds. We saw like McIntyre get split open by accident against Punk in a Hell in a Cell. Mm-hmm. So I'm if I'm voting, and I think it's on the prediction sheet this time. I would say we're probably going to get somebody bleeds.
It's going to be in the War Games. Could you get blood in none of the War and not the War Games?
It's so funny because on one show we're like, how many people bleed? On the other show, we're like, will someone bleed? So I like the idea that if someone bled, it would cause us to kind of like, oh shit, blood.
But see, that's the thing that I like though, is watching that show, I'm not going to be like focused, like, gee, I hope somebody bleeds. It's going to be when it calls for it, when it's needed, when it feels warranted. Yeah. Now, speaking of surprises, okay. I have seen a thing, and I'm not trying to spoil anything because I don't know if it's true or not.
Okay.
Seeing videos of sound tests and video tests and everything from the setup for the arena and everything.
Yes.
Stone Cold Steve Austin's music and entrance was used as a test. I saw at 11 o'clock out there at Petco Park. Do we see a rattlesnake? Do we see a viper perhaps show up? Do we see an LA Knight? Yeah, that's been MIA from TV. That could turn.
LA Knight's been very quiet. That is a very good one. LA Knight helping Heyman's crew, maybe shaking hands with the devil.
Punk at this point. That's where he would be.
Fuck Punk for sure. sets him up for a real nice challenge of that title.
Mhm.
I like LA Knight. Randy Orton's a big one for me because Randy's weird. Not Randy himself, but Randy's booking has been weird. He, comes back. He's in and out. I really thought they were building for something. And then I just feel like the last month, where's he been?
It is return, tag with Cody, look at belt, leave. It's a circle. It's a
All
circle.
right. Yeah, valid argument. LA Knight still in the tournament. That's true. But
That doesn't mean he couldn't show up here too. They
Right.
do live outside of the tournament.
Right.
This isn't Mortal Kombat. They can still do other
Right.
things.
A couple people said it. RKO has been a lame duck for a while. Yeah, he's been kind of in a holding pattern, not really doing much of anything. Is it
But I
because
think-
Randy's in that status that he's kind of got to be doing something important, like do something big or nothing at all with Randy? So we're not getting him until he comes back and does something big.
Oh, a wee bit. I mean, he can still do something upper echelon. It doesn't have to be the thing.
Yeah.
But also, we've talked about it with this War Games match, with all the potential returns and surprises coming up for Royal Rumble. We're at the doorstep. We're on the road to WrestleMania season as we speak. So now is when you're going to see like a Randy show up and do something big. When come the Royal Rumble, you get a Liv Morgan back, you get this person back, etc. Now is when you're going to start pulling the trigger on a lot of things. We've been in a holding pattern. Now we're letting the dogs loose.
Fair enough. I mean, Liv Morgan, is she ready to come back? Do you keep her for WrestleMania? Rumble. Bianca, she's been out for a while. Is she ready to? But it doesn't really seem like there's a good fit for her to show up here, right? Like she's not going to show up and help either one of these War Games teams, I don't think. So that doesn't fit. Judgment Day is not really involved in the War Games, so that doesn't really fit with Liv. Liv coming out and helping Rhea or hurting Rhea doesn't make sense at this point.
And helping Dom over Cena to me is just continuing a Cena story.
Right. Britt Baker, I still think is a pipe dream for a lot of people. There's a lot of legality stuck there. The one name I still keep getting is like the show ends and we're going off the air, just like the Punk situation. And just as we think it's goodbye, we get the countdown up there and we're going to break the walls down for everybody.
It's not December yet. Bold strategy, Cotton. It would be entertaining as hell as our clock runs down. If you imagine right there, and then boom, the big poof like on our background. Break the wall down.
Right. I'm gonna eat a lot of shit when it happens because I'm gonna mark out. I'm gonna pop. And anyone that's sat around this channel for a while knows how I feel about Jericho's AEW run.
We sell Jericho Hogan merch.
I'm gonna eat shit for a little bit on my praising. If it goes well, it has to go well.
Well, to me, does it make sense here? That's the thing, is I could see that more at a Rumble. I could see Liv at a Rumble. To me, the only spot you get a surprise is, like I mentioned, they're testing Austin's music, which for those who don't know, half the time they'll just test shit just to test shit.
So Austin just come out for like shits and giggles. Like,
to me, it would just be announce the fucking attendance or some stupid shit. But that's, again, like I said, you'll see that a lot of times too, where they'll just test stuff just to get fucking rumors going. Like, did you see the video going around of Logan and Heyman laughing because they worked the fucking Twitter of the promo written on his hand? To me, if you get a surprise at all on this show, it's during the men's War Games and it's someone happy, or like helping happy Heyman because he's always got a trick up his sleeve.
Yeah. The one last one I'll throw at you before we get out of here on this one. But I did hear some people say that this could be the moment with all these people, big names involved. This could be the moment that the final boss puts his foot down and steps into this big time. Oh. Somebody save me.
And no, but we don't need saving. Dwayne just feels like he needs, I can be your hero, Hunter.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
San Diego. I don't know,
bro. I don't know.
If it happens, it'll still be nuts and we'll still lose our minds, but I don't know. It's that initial and then the like post nut clarity pause of, do we really need this? Is this a good thing or not?
Right. No, I don't think so. I mean, again, we'll see. We've learned that not like just because we got the Punk surprise once upon a time doesn't mean it was a shit show if we don't get one the exact same way this time. So,
Right.
they got a lot to do. Randy, LA, maybe something happening with the Usos are kind of where I'm looking at for big surprises. There's not really a whole lot other on the board that I really think could pop up.
I'm okay if we don't get any surprises. I would say probably Randy or LA. I don't think we get a Uso heel turn or anything.
No.
Again, I think that's a Twitter theory. So don't be mad, folks, when it doesn't happen because it's a theory y'all made up. Not y'all, but y'all. And they haven't done anything to sell us that way.
No, not at all. Again, I think there has to be a setup, a build for it. But again, I think overall, Nick, we talked about it here tonight. A lot of intrigue. Like, only 4 matches, which I still think isn't good. I think we need more than 4. But overall, at least 3 of the 4 matches feel like there's a good amount of intrigue. And for certain people out there, it's 4 out of 4. But there is a lot of question marks and what could happen going into this show this weekend. I'm kind of excited for it.
Excitement level on a score going in.
8.
You read my mind. Get out of here, Penn and Teller. Just pluck it out of my mind.
Right. Folks, we are back tomorrow for SmackDown. But do not forget, we are here live 6 p.m. Sunday. I lied altogether. Saturday. We are Saturday. You think I'd get the new pay-per-view days. But Saturday, we are here live. It's going to be a fun one. 6 p.m. we go live. The Saturday streams are always a good time here on the channel. So make sure you be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. Make sure you comment on all the videos. Tell us who you're picking. And don't forget, make sure you get your prediction title, your picks in, as we would love to see you become our prediction champion out there. This should be good. SmackDown 7:30 tomorrow, Nick. Anything else?
No, I think that's really it. Happy Thanksgiving again for all the late bloomers, the rewatchers, the reviewers. If you're out there, working off that tryptophan coma and everything like that. SmackDown taped, so no spoilers tomorrow. But yes, that's it.
No, that's it. Go check out all the socials. Thank you for being here tonight. Happy Thanksgiving, and can't wait till we break this all down in the next couple days.
Jericho pose. Our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you put that for life with it.
Come back tomorrow. We'll see you on the flip side. Good night.